Hi, I'm Stacey Tarrant, one of the dietitians from the Ketogenic Diet Clinic here at Boston Children's Hospital.
And I'm Chef Sarah, the Program Manager of Culinary Services here at Boston Children's.
What are we going to make today, Sarah?
Today we're going to be making our cauliflower elote, which is one of my favorite recipes. So first we're going to take our cauliflower and we're going to prep it up. You can either get a whole head of cauliflower and break it down, or you can do pre-done cauliflower florets. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cauliflower and you're going to take the stem from the top and separate them. Obviously you're using a sharp knife, so you want to be very careful. Make sure an adult is doing this part. And you're just going to cut it into corn-sized pieces. And it can be a little different in size. It doesn't have to be perfect. So once you get all the stems done, you're going to take the top of your cauliflower and you're just going to break it with your hands, which is great for kids to do. It's super easy and it is fun. It just pops up.
Cauliflower is such a great keto vegetable too. Not only is it low in carb, but it really mixes well with the different fats that you can add to it, like butter and mayonnaise and heavy cream. It's also really mild in flavor, so when you start adding spices to it, it just takes on the flavor of whatever you're adding in.
Absolutely. We have all of our cauliflower done. This stuff is already broken down into smaller pieces. So we're gonna put it in this bowl, and we're gonna remember this bowl because we're gonna use it again later. So to this cauliflower, we're gonna add our olive oil. And we wanna make sure we get every last drop of oil. So we're gonna get our rubber spatula in here. Get that in there. This to the side. And we're gonna toss this gently with the oil. And we gotta add our seasonings, of course. So you can do this with your hands too, which would be super fun, but messy. So I have our spices here: smoked paprika, granulated garlic, cumin, dried oregano, black pepper, and salt. All of those seasonings in there. If you could take this for me, Stacey.
Oh, of course.
Thank you so much. And then again, we're gonna stir this up and make sure it's coated evenly.
That's a great combination of spices.
Really is.
I can smell it
already.
You can
smell it, yeah. I think it's the smoked paprika that really gets it for me. Now I'm gonna take my sheet pan lined with parchment paper and I'm gonna pour all of this on. And we're gonna scrape as much oil as we can. But again, we're gonna save this bowl, right, Stacey?
Yes. And the reason we're saving the bowl is because I can see that there's some of our oil left in the bowl. So when the cauliflower is finished roasting, we're going to put it back in this bowl to preserve all of the oil that's been included in the recipe.
Exactly, and I'm even going to save the spatula. So we're going to take our sheet pan and we're going to put it in a oven preheated to 375 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to take it out, stir it, and then cook it for another 5 minutes or so until it's golden brown. We're going to let this cool, and while this is cooling, we're going to make our elote aioli.
Okay.
Which is super easy and super fast yet again. So what we have for this, we're gonna take, again, the same bowl that we just used, and we're going to add our lime juice and lime zest. And then we have our mayonnaise.
And I just want to point out that when you see a ketogenic recipe that calls for a specific brand, we really do recommend that you use that brand because other mayonnaises may have different nutrient composition.
And then we have our cotija cheese, and we're going to add this in. It's really flavorful. And then finally, cilantro, which adds to that lime juice and lime zest and makes it really fresh. So we're going to add this in. And then I have a whisk right here. Stacey, you can.
Yes.
I'm gonna have you put that underneath for me. And we're just gonna whisk this up. And we want everything combined and even. So it'll go over the cauliflower evenly. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our cooled cauliflower. It still can be a little warm. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna use our rubber spatula to get all of the oil off and into this bowl. Again, because it's really important that we wanna make sure that all of that oil is in here. And then what else you can do is with the parchment, if you're like, oh, there's still some oil, even though I use a spatula, you can always take the parchment off, fold it, and then squeeze the oil out.
Oh, that's a great trick. I like that.
That's my favorite one so far.
Yes, that's great.
So we're just gonna fold this together.
And you know, with all of the oil that we've added and the mayonnaise, this recipe ends up being in a 3.25 to 1 ketogenic ratio, which means this can accommodate the classical ketogenic diet. It can be used in a modified Atkins diet and also with the low glycemic index treatment.
Now that it's really nicely combined and very even, we're gonna plate this up. There you go, if you wanna try that. I'm also gonna try it.
Oh, this is really delicious.
That's my favorite.
Anybody who's even not following keto is gonna really love this dish, as well as the person who is following the ketogenic diet. So great recipe, Sarah. Thank you.
Stacey.
Hi, I'm Meghann Soby. I'm one of the social workers on the Ketogenic Diet team. Thanks so much for joining us today for this episode of Keto Kitchen at Boston Children's Hospital. If you're looking for more inspiration, you can find other delicious recipes online. We hope these recipes can help spice up your ketogenic diet. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time.